I'm making a festive rice, a Persian festive rice, a sweet rice that we used to make when a child was born in the Middle East. Here are the ingredients. 1 onion, 4 tablespoons of butter or oil, 1 carrot, half to 1 cup of raisins and almond slivers, 1.5 cup of rice, 1 orange, 1 cup to 1.5 cup of chicken or vegetable broth, a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of black pepper, a pinch of saffron, and salt to taste, half a cup of water, and some parsley. This rice would need a good solid pot that is a very heavy one. I have 1.5 cups or just over a cup of rice that I put in water to soak it for a while. Always I start with the onions and garlic if I'm using garlic. I always saute the onions first. It gives an extra flavor to the dish. When you have the onions, you saute the onions first. And they should be the color sort of little brown, just a little brown. Today I have butter, but I sometimes use oil, vegetable oil or olive oil or margarine. It depends what you have. Just a little bit. I'm going to grate 1 carrot. Takes a little bit of work here. And mix it with the onions. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grate the skin of the orange. I washed it first and I'm going to grate it. Not a lot, you don't have to do the whole skin, maybe 1 tablespoon or so of skin. Okay? And we put it with the carrots and onions. We're just adding things, okay? And mixing. You put the temperature quite low so that nothing is burning. You're just adding to that, okay? I'm going to add the raisins, maybe 1/2 cup or a cup. It depends if you like. It depends how much you like. And the almonds, okay? If you don't like almonds, you don't have to put almonds, but it adds that flavor, extra flavor. And you're mixing again. You're mixing constantly. So now the rice has been in water for about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to strain it in the sink, straining the rice, the water. It's added to this pot. I left the temperature pretty low when I was doing the onions and the carrots and almonds and raisins. Now I can increase the temperature a bit higher. I'm adding the rice here. Okay. Now, if you're vegetarian, you can put vegetable broth. It doesn't have to be chicken broth, okay? I'm going to add also a cup of water, roughly a cup of water. What you want to see is the water and the broth just covering the rice, the grain. You don't want too much of the rice, you don't need, because you already put the rice in water, so you don't need to have that much more water with the rice when it's boiling. Now I'm adding the pinch of saffron, turmeric, a little bit of salt, pepper, a little bit of parsley. I cut it a little bit, slice it, chop it a bit. Okay, add it into here, into the pot, and now I'm going to use the orange juice from the orange that I just took the skin off. It adds a little bit of sweetness. The key is always taste. Don't be afraid of tasting. You can put it as many. The ingredients and the quantity, it's great to have, but you should taste and to make sure it has the flavor. You want it to be slightly sweet, enough salt and pepper, enough flavor always, because, and it's up to you to taste it. So you taste the rice, for example, before it's actually cooked. When the broth is still boiling, you take a little teaspoon and taste and make sure it is tasting according to what you like. You want to make sure it has enough flavor. Add a little bit more butter. Now that all the ingredients are in, I will start tasting, okay? To make sure, with a little teaspoon, to make sure it has enough flavor. The temperature, once it starts boiling, the temperature should go down to medium-low, okay? And you put the cover on, the lid on, but not sealed completely, just a little bit off so that the water evaporates, okay? And then make sure, try it again to see if it's cooked, okay? So we'll leave it for now and we'll see in a few minutes when it's going to be ready. Once the water evaporated, you turn down even further the temperature of the rice and mix it very gently, very gently. And that's the time when you should taste to see if it's ready. Just take a little teaspoon and make sure that the grain is soft and ready. Normally it takes around 20 minutes or so to cook this rice.